Alright, hey YouTube, Nate here. So, it's been a long time since I made a video, like always. So, hopefully now that this is summer, I can get into the swing of things and start getting you guys more videos. But for now, as you can probably tell by the title, this video is going to be something that I've never done before. And that's because I'm graduating for the first time, since it's something I'm only going to be doing twice. But this is probably the only time I'm going to be making a speech in front of a huge audience too, and so yeah, making a graduation speech tomorrow, and I thought I'd give you guys a little taste of the speech, and by little taste I mean the whole thing, so I don't know why it's a little taste. So yeah, here's my speech, and I'm just going to go ahead and give it to you guys. Hope you enjoy it. Here we go. Congratulations, class of 2010. You've made it. I'm sure you've heard plenty of people tell you this already. Whether it was a classmate, a friend, or family, chances are that you've been congratulated in some way. A well done, a way to go, or a pat on the back. But then there are also the ones who word it differently. Some like to say it like this. Well, you survived. Survived what? I never understood why people refer to it as surviving high school. They make it seem like high school is some catastrophic event that is out to end us. An apocalypse of sorts. And the more I thought about the saying, the more the apocalypse metaphor began to ring true. I mean, think about it. How many times have you heard someone say, wow, Loisel's test killed me, or calculus will be the death of me? But let's be honest, high school was tough, but nothing has truly stopped us. And luckily, all of you before me have survived. We have all dealt with the stress, the anxiety, the rules, and the hardships, and none of them have stopped us. While some people try to make high school out to be a great evil, let's not think of high school as the apocalypse I just mentioned. Instead, think of graduation as an apocalypse. An apocalypse is the end of the world, and school was our world for 13 years, and now it is coming to an end. How can you survive this apocalypse? This ending? I think I know the answer. It is almost impossible to go into a movie theater without seeing that some new post-disaster movie is playing. Or go into a Barnes & Noble without seeing books about people surviving after civilization has collapsed. Where does graduation fit into all this? Well, if graduation is like an apocalypse, then so much can be learned from these books and movies that I just mentioned, which will help you now that high school has ended. Now that you are graduating, stick with the people you care about. In Dawn of the Dead, the humans had to stick together in a mall in order to survive hordes of zombies. Look at the people around you. They have survived this thing with you too. So don't leave them behind now that you are graduating. Keep in touch. Call, text, email, Facebook, Messenger Owl, whatever you have to do in order to communicate with one another. Work together with others, even if you don't always agree with them. Pretend that you were trapped in a mall full of zombies too. I think that in this situation, you will work with others even if you don't want to. An example is when I went to Valley Scare last year with a few friends. Parker Sorensen was terrified of the clown maze, but as his good friend, I helped him get through it. In contrast, don't be afraid to think for yourself. In I Am Legend, when Robert Neville believes that he is the last human being on Earth, do not make decisions because people want you to make them. You have your own brain and you can use it however you want. Put yourself in Robert Neville's shoes and be true to who you are. Life after this is about what you want to do, so you should take control of it. An example is how Adichie Valuru still loves the movie Avatar. No matter how many times I tell him it's awful. Stay with your family. In Cormac McCarthy's The Road, the father and son stay with each other through everything, no matter how tough it gets. Your family loves you unconditionally. Whether it be parents, grandparents, siblings, or cousins, remember that they were the ones that helped you get through the apocalypse. So thank them for it. Like in The Road, they were always there for you, so you should make sure to always be there for them. If you need a good role model, just look at Joel Jansen. He somehow manages to go to Missouri what seems like every other weekend, just to see his family. Finally, don't look back in anger. And 28 days later, the humans with the rage virus would just run and scream. Don't look back on your high school experience and scream. Screaming is never good, and I'm pretty sure Mr. Christensen would disapprove for the sake of the brass players' lungs. But in all seriousness, looking back at high school negatively will only hurt you. Don't worry so much about the things you left unaccomplished, but focus on your triumphs. Don't worry about the drama that happened in the halls, but think about all the great memories you have with your friends at football games. Trust me, even if high school could be tough, there are so many more positive elements to it. Even if I didn't get a 4.0 in high school, I can still remember all the times Nate Schmidt told me a story about his grandma, or how many times I made fun of Glee in front of Samantha Doble. Concentrate on the happy moments of high school. It will be to your advantage. Class of 2010, we are survivors. People will continue to tell you this. But let's not let them in on our secret. Because the truth is that high school was a great experience. And our friends, our family, our teachers, and our classmates all experienced it with us. The apocalypse is happening. High school is ending. But don't let this be a bad thing. Class of 2010, go out there and make something of yourselves. And enjoy living in the aftermath.